All right, so right now we are in North Georgia. We're going to be out here gold panning. We only got a couple hours. We're going to try to see how much gold we can actually find. Found a really good location. There's a lot of gravel here, some fallen logs, so see what we find.
Okay, so the reason why we chose this location is because if you look over here, there's this little pocket. It's almost like it's like a little cove kind of, and all this gravel and stuff has been packed in here. So when the river floods, all the water comes down and it pushes through the middle right here where all the water is moving fast. And a lot of that's just mostly overburden. You can dig down a couple feet and maybe get into some chunkier pieces of gold, but it's really hard to dig out there. The current's too fast. And so when the water comes through, it pushes along this outer side of the river and all the gold settles out here. And there's all this material that's packed in here, and you can almost not even shovel through it. It's been packed in here for so long. It's been undisturbed for I don't know how many years, but there's definitely gold in here. We've done some test pans in the past, but we haven't actually worked this ground. So we're gonna do some digging here. We're gonna do one pan at a time, and we got a classifier, a pan, and shovel, and we're gonna work it, and we're gonna see how much gold we can get in the couple hours that we're here. And at the end of the video, we'll do a cleanup, we'll weigh it, and you guys can see how much gold we get from this location. Maybe at the end of the video, we'll disclose a little bit more where we're located, but at the moment, we're just gonna get to work and get our gear out, and we're gonna start panning and see what happens. So, see you guys in a bit.
On the edge. Just finished the cleanup. You guys can see in that little crevice little bits of gold. How many specks we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 specks in that first pan. 8 to 10. Alright guys, so my first pan only got one tiny speck right there. Nothing huge, but that's still gold. Oh wait, one more tiny speck right there, like flour gold. Not even pickers, not even big enough to pick up with my fingers, that's what that means. But still gold, so I'm gonna put it in my snuffer bottle. Zach just got this in his pan. See all that gold down in there? It's having a hard time focusing. There's quite a bit of gold in there right now. That's all from one pan, guys. One pan in this spot. This is the stuff you want to look for. You want it to be milky gray. You can already see some of the black sand sitting on top. It's a good scoop. You guys see all of that? All that pink color, all that red color. that is all gemstones, little fragments of them. It's pretty crazy how many there are. See that gold moving? Give it a couple taps. Tapping on the pan will make the gold shimmy back up into that crease on the top of the pan. So if your gold starts escaping, you just tap and your gold will go back up to the top. Yeah, wash it back in. Alright guys, I'm not gonna try too much harder to get that cleaned up. You can see the couple 1, 2, 3, 4 big specks. There's a bunch of tiny specks in there too. Pretty good pan, and snuff that up and we'll clean that up at home.
Alright guys, so I am working on this pan. I moved back into that little cove that we were showing you at the beginning of the video. Worked my way back into it a little bit to see if the gold continues back all the way through that spot, or if it's just right on the back side of that log where the gold can kind of get sucked and trapped. So we're gonna do a test pan. I did one test pan in that spot a couple weeks ago just to see if gold was going back, and I had a little bit of gold, but it wasn't enough to know for sure if it's like really staying heavy through there. So this pan I dug down a little bit deeper, probably closer to a foot deep, to see, and you can already tell there's a lot of heavies in this pan. The pan's very heavy for how much little material is in there. Like, if you could feel it, this pan probably weighs like, I don't know, at least 3 to 5 pounds, and there's almost nothing in there. Maybe on one of these next scoops, I will show you guys what it looks like when I pull the scoop out of the river. Kind of what we're looking for as far as like a scoop that would be really sandy and kind of look more like overburden, which could have a couple specks of gold, but it's not going to be anything crazy. And then you have the pieces where you dig down real deep and it's real muddy looking, almost looks like it could be decomposing bedrock, has a lot of clay in it. And those are the types of scoops that I call a poop scoop. And the poop scoop is, you know, basically what it is. It looks like a poopy scoop. Those are the scoops that are the good scoops though. So if you get a poop scoop, it's probably better than the sandy scoop. All right, I'm gonna pan this back, see what we got going on. All right, guys, I don't know if you can see it too well, a little bit, but there's some gold right at the top of the pan, right here. It's hard to see in the camera because this camera doesn't let me get too close, but
Let me get this one.
we're gonna get the Olympus camera out and get a better shot of it, and we'll put it in the video so you can see kind of what we're working with. A piece of quartz.
Zach just found this. It is an actual piece of like faceted quartz, crystal clear crystal,
Which we have not found in this river yet. We find quartz, but not faceted. You can see the flat sides, and then
That's
it's
so
broken
cool.
in the middle. That's pretty cool. That's worth keeping.
That's crazy. So Zach is trying a different spot. We were right over there, that little cubby. Right now he is trying right here, this area. You can see where he's standing, just trying it out. See if there's anything in there that's worth getting. See what he finds over here. First pan with nothing today.
We've only worked out over here by these logs and back in that cove where we know there's gold, so it's definitely worth digging. But this stuff all looks packed to the side from the water when it floods, just like over there. You can see all these sticks down here, all this like flood debris and stuff. So I'm curious to see where the water kind of comes around like this. The gold is going to get pushed and settled right in a ring on this outside. There's two places to look when you want to find gold. If there's a bend, you look on the outside edge, and you look on the inside. The only problem with this inside is it's a massive ball of roots. So we're going to focus on the outside.
All right, so a little bit of gold.
You see it better with the shadow or no?
Yeah, a little bit.
Gold right at the top.
A little decent amount.
Well, the last little spot I dug right there and that little rock had absolutely nothing. And that turn over there had just as much as we're getting over here. So, want to hand that to me? So, that means there is potential for there to be gold along this whole side here. It's just some of it doesn't have access because the stuff's growing up on top. You'd have to dig it off.
Yeah, underneath this tree there'd probably be a decent amount.
I have dug off some of the top of this and it's pretty easy. Now the question is, how much did I miss the first time I panned it back because it all gets stuck in the sand, the black sand. I'll do my small.
He panned it back the second time. There was nothing in it. Gonna do a couple more pans and then head home to do the clean out. So do a couple more and see what we get.
All right guys, so this is my last two pans. I'm doing this one and then I'm gonna do one more. I'm pulling it from that inside edge right there. You can kind of see where it's cloudy in the water. It's where the inside bend of this little cove is. And there is good gold all through here, but I'm trying to see if the inside edge where the chunkier stuff is, where the water slows down, if there's gonna be bigger or more gold settled in there. So I'm gonna do my last couple pans from that spot and then we're gonna call it a day. So. Literally, that's one scoop from that spot right there by that log where the material gets a little chunkier. Over here is good. There's gold in all of this. It's all worth putting through some type of a bucket system or something because we can't use sluice boxes out here. But over there, I think is the key. That's the good spot. There you go, another good pan. All the shiny stuff right there on the edge. You can see it all. Sorry, it's kind of dark. That's my shadow. There's my finger.
All right, time to head home. Zach ended up doing about 12 pans worth and I did, I believe, 5 pans worth. So that's gonna justify the different amounts that we have in the end of the day. It's not a ton. We were only out here for 3 hours, about 3 hours panning. Not a full day's worth, but still fun. So let's go home and see what we get. All right, so we just got back. We are in Zach's house right now. What we're gonna do is put everything from the bottle, the snuffer bottle, into this little pan. We're gonna heat it up, dry it all out, and then separate the gold from there. So that's the process we're working on. So you guys can just enjoy and watch.
That was 80 cents.
And then if that was an 8, that would be $800. 1 gram is about $100 right now. So that's what that pans out to be, literally. Let's go ahead and weigh mine and see what that comes in at.
Could have been more, but it looked like it was more. I don't know if it's the scale, but from what scale says, 85 cents.
There's a little bit of black sand in here. It's really hard to get it perfectly clean. Yeah, see, mine's not even registering.
So Daniel's gold is non-existent. Definitely has gold, as you can see, but I don't think the scale is sensitive enough. I don't know if we need a different scale or...
I think we just need to get a more expensive scale.
I think this scale is a cheapie from Amazon. We need a different scale. We usually don't wear gold. We usually just put it in our little vial, add it up, and let it add up over time, but we were going to wait for the video, but it ain't much.
Well, that's it for this one, guys. We had some fun down at the river. Didn't come out with a ton of gold, but again, we were only there for 4 hours, and we were only using a hand pan. There are bucket systems we can use next time, and we actually do want to get some legitimate gear. We're just super limited in Georgia to what we can actually use in the river, unless we own the property. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys really liked watching us go out and pan for some gold, find this little stuff, just show you what you can do. Just a little spot in the creek, found some gold. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next time. So I'm incredibly clumsy. Me and Zach were just over here in this little area digging for gold, and a bee was flying around my head. I used my hat to try to swat it away, forgetting my microphone was on my hat. So I won't have a microphone for the rest of this video. Zach still has his, but I'm gonna take this home and put it in rice.